All right, there we go. So everyone find yourself in a tall supportive seat. Whatever that looks like for you today is fine. If you're in your chair, probably choose to scoot all the way back into your chair so you can feel the back supporting your back. And if you're like me and without blocks under the feet, they feel like they're dangling or not connecting all the way, you might choose to put blocks under your feet as well. That's up to you. If you're on the floor, find something that makes you feel really tall. So you might be directly on the ground, you might be on top of blocks instead. You want to identify your pelvis as, think of it as like a bowl, right? And imagine if the bowl's full of water, that the water would spill out a little bit towards the front, not behind you or to one side if it were tipping. Okay, so you can imagine your pelvis that way. It might feel like you're poking your butt out behind you a little bit, but you're just following that natural curvature of the spine. It's normal to feel like it's poking out a little, so the bowl would tilt forward just a little. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears a few times. Next time they come down away from the ears, keep them there. Engage just a little bit with the shoulders, pinch them behind you so you feel more broad in the front. Just 10-15% energy, not 100%. You don't have to like Superman it, okay? Keep the elbows bent, rest your hands maybe on your lap. They might be on your chair or the floor beside you, or you could always choose one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest, especially if you're new to noticing your breathing more regularly and often. That can help you tune in, so to speak, faster to what it feels like to breathe. And then let your gaze go straight ahead and slightly down. Tuck your chin down and back a little bit, like there's a wall behind you you're pressing your head into. Push down into whatever's touching your chair or the floor. Pull your belly in and up a little bit to help support the low spine as you just sit here. And once you lock your attention on a spot ahead of you, consciously soften the muscles around your eyebrows and your eyelids and your mouth and your jaw. You might even swallow, let your tongue fall off the roof of your mouth and coat your tongue in saliva in the bottom of your mouth. Softening the sense organs, coating the tongue in saliva, these are all little tricks to tell the nervous system that it's safe to start approaching a meditative state of mind. You can close your eyes halfway or all the way, and you can always change your mind about that as well. And start to separate yourself mentally from what you were doing so you can come fully now into what you are doing. And start to become aware of everything that you see in your field of vision, even if your eyes are shut. Notice general shapes and colors. Notice lights and shadows. Notice the walls around you, the doors and the windows. Notice the objects and the other people in the room with you. Notice all the noises that you can sense. Start with what's furthest away from you first. And then notice the noises inside the room. And then notice the noises just from your own body. Notice your own personal little bubble of space. Get a sense of what's immediately in front of you and immediately behind you and to the sides of your body. Notice where air is touching your skin versus where your clothing is covering your skin. Maybe there's some sort of texture or temperature difference that you can notice. Become aware of the weight of your body in your seat and see if you can get a little heavier. My teacher says you sit back into yourself more. As you stay tall and supported through the column of the middle of your body, get heavier from the waist down into whatever's touching what's supporting you. Good. And then bring awareness to the parts of your body that are moving from your breathing. You don't have to change your breath first, just notice it coming in and out of your body. Take a moment to observe and just notice what it feels like to breathe. Notice the qualities, like, is it fast or slow? Does it feel more deep or more shallow? Is your breath choppy or smooth today? Is there a texture to your breath? Is there a sound? Maybe you can even sense a temperature, especially if you're breathing in and out of your nose. Keep just observing and watching your breath at first, doing your best, if possible, to breathe in and out of your nose. But of course, use the mouth, especially if you feel stuffy or as it's comfortable. The nose is full of little hairs and mucus, and that actually has a function. It filters the air for you, it warms it up for you, and it slows down the tempo of your breathing. So focusing on nasal breathing might automatically make your breath feel a little warmer and a little deeper and slower than normal. And now if it feels accessible to you, start to really elongate your breath in and out. Breathe in a little lower and deeper into your belly than you normally do. You might feel it expand more like a balloon. And then when you exhale, allow the breath to come out half a beat or a beat longer. It doesn't have to be twice as long as your inhale, but some bodies naturally do that. So notice what that inhale and exhale might feel like for you if you were to breathe a little slower and deeper than normal. There's not a good or bad way to do that. So just notice the qualities without judgment as often as you can. Staying tall and supported through the middle of your body. Face gets even softer. Your seat gets heavier. Do 2 or 3 more rounds like that. Finish the round that you're on. And when you're ready, return back to your natural breath and notice your shesha. Notice what is left over or remaining from your practice so far. Maybe that's nothing. Just be aware of that nothing has changed then. And if you haven't already, next time you breathe in, open your eyes more. Take in the room around you again. It might feel a little different, that's normal. And if you're seated, scoot more forward in your chair so you have more room behind you and to the sides of your body. If you're on the floor, remember you can keep crossing and recrossing your legs, make your legs long, do what you have to do to stay comfortable so nothing falls asleep. Okay, so set yourself up in a really tall position again if you moved. So if you're in your chair, feet are stacked under the knees are in line with your hips, shoulders are stacked on top of your hips. So you're kind of mimicking that chair shape, okay? Shoulders are still down and away, looking straight ahead as often and as soft as you can. Inhale to get taller through the crown of your head, and exhale, let your head tilt over to the right. Just the weight of your head tilting over, keep your shoulders down. Option to be still as you breathe or to tilt your nose down towards the floor. And then maybe ahead again. Good. Next time you breathe in, come back through the center and then exhale to the other side. Notice the difference between the two sides without trying to force them to be identical. Remember, the point of an asana class, of the movement class, is to do the same practice on each side, not to necessarily change anything about your experience on each side. Inhale yourself all the way back to the center. This time exhale and look to the right. So turn your whole face towards the right side of the room. Belly still in and up, pinch your shoulders behind you and stay. Now you could be still, or you could pretend there's a marker on the tip of your nose to draw circles. And they could be big or small, but move slowly and carefully. Try to engage Ardha Drishti, half attention, half on your breath, half on the sensations in your body. And if you're drawing the circles, pause and draw them the other way as well. Inhale yourself back to the center, nice and slow. And as you're ready, exhale to the other side. Take your time. Shoulders down, belly in and up, push into your seat, soft face, and then maybe you start moving. If you drew circles on the other side, try to draw them on this side so you can notice the difference. And then go the other way too. Inhale yourself back to the center when you're ready. This time exhale, stay tall, but tuck your chin down towards your chest. Stay still and breathe, or you can scrape your chin over towards the right shoulder and then back through the middle and towards the left shoulder. Nice and slow if you're moving. One more breath on this side. And then come to stillness in the center with your chin still tucked. Place your fingertips on the back of your skull. And to any degree, draw your elbows closer together in front of you. For some bodies, they might touch, but they don't have to. Just keep pulling the elbows in as you imagine the shoulders spreading apart behind you. Down and away from the ears. Elbows in, shoulders out. Elbows in, shoulders out. Good. Stay and breathe really big into the top half of your back. Notice what the breath feels like when you kind of force it bigger into the top of your shoulders. You might feel it in your neck. How does that feel in your chest and your armpits as you stay? Just keep noticing. Good. Keep your hands where they are. On your inhale, open your elbows out to the side and look straight ahead. And then release your fingertips to the sky to that goalpost or cactus shape. Good. One at a time, roll your shoulders down the spine a little bit more. Imagine the elbows really pulling apart straight out from the middle of your chest in both directions. Fingertips are up towards the sky, and then you might imagine taking the elbows forward slightly and turning the thumbs back behind you more. Relax your jaw, relax your eyebrows, belly in and up for support. Really squeeze the shoulders behind you here as you stay. Good. One more really big inhale here. Lift your arms up towards the sky as high as you can. You might even look up towards your fingertips. Stay here for a breath or two. Really push down into what's touching down and reach up and past the fingertips as big as you can, as much space as you can take up. Good. Carefully let the arms come all the way back down and let them just kind of hang out of your shoulder sockets. You might want to roll your shoulders once or twice if that created some heat and tension there. Good. And then place your hands on your knees. We'll start moving down the spine now, closer to the mid and low back. So hands on your knees. When you breathe in next time, pull your chest forward. Belly comes forward as well. Your gaze can turn forward and more up. On your exhale, round your shoulders more than you tuck your tail and look down at your belly. If your hands are on your knees here, you might kind of release your knees and reach your hands out and away in front of you to exaggerate the feeling in the roundness of the shoulders. Good. Breathe and move back and forth now. So as you inhale, come to your cow pose. Belly forward, chest forward, gaze forward and up. Squeeze the shoulders and the hips towards each other. As you exhale, round your shoulders, pull your belly button in, way in towards the spine. Head gets heavy. Maybe you reach the hands forward. Start going back and forth at your own pace. Follow your breath. So you don't change positions until your breath switches from the inhale to the exhale or vice versa. And try to notice if your breath is moving quicker or slower than your body likes to move. Try to match them up as closely as you can. So you're not getting to the tippy top of the cow pose until your lungs are so full you can't get any more air in there. And then you don't get to the bottom of your cat pose, that rounded feeling, until your lungs are super empty. Do 3 more like that. Just notice. And you can always pause in one position or the other to stay for a breath or two. You can wiggle side to side. Really make it your own. Make it work for you. Keep softening your face. Ardha Drishti. Half attention on your breath. Half attention on the feelings or sensations in your body. After you've done about 3 of those, come back to neutral with a tall spine. You can roll your shoulders again if you want. Relax the eyebrows, unclench the jaw. Find softness and control here. And then release your arms out of your shoulder sockets and just let them kind of hang from the shoulders here. Good. Identify your right arm first. And then on your next inhale, reach your right arm either out at shoulder height or up above shoulder height. If your arm's above your shoulder, also focus on lifting the shoulder up away from the hip, like you're trying to make a lot of space in the side of your body. Inhale, get even taller. Exhale, to any extent, lean over towards the left. Now, you can reach your fingertips down towards a block. You can reach your fingertips down towards the floor if you're sitting on the floor. You might, if you're on the ground, put your palm on the ground as well. Do whatever feels good, but I want you to glue both hips into your seat so the hips aren't lifting up to assist. It's about creating a big, open, rounded feeling in the right side of your rib cage, down into the low back as well. Notice if your heart is pointing towards the floor, and instead see if you can back out about 10% and then open the heart more towards the front of the room. Yeah, like that. Breathe really big into the right side of your rib cage. Stay for 1 more round. And then push into the ground, belly in and up. Inhale all the way back up to a tall spine. Exhale with control, let the arm come down. You might get that flooding feeling, the whooshing feelings. That's normal. Let everything come back to baseline and identify your left arm. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, decide how high your arm goes on this side. Locate the shoulder. Lift the shoulder up and away from the hips to create even more space. And then you can start to lean over to the right. Maybe the fingertips touch a block or the floor. Maybe your palm comes down, but really focus on gluing the hips into your seat and creating a big round shape. And remember too, if the arm is complicating things because it's too shaky or it's just too much work, you can always bring the arm back behind you instead and let the shoulder rest. You can still create that big roundness there. Breathe really, really big into the left side of your rib cage. Soften your face, even if it's getting to be a struggle or an intense sensation. Good, and then belly in and up for support. Inhale all the way back up to a tall spine. Exhale carefully, release your arm down. Good. If you get that whooshing feeling, that's okay. It'll come back to neutral. Maybe roll the shoulders again. Maybe open and shut the jaw if it's clenching. Release the eyebrows and the eyelids again. Big breath here in neutral. Inhale your arms out to a big T shape. Exhale, just using your belly, twist to the right. So just the organs are being smushed here. And then if you like, you can keep the arms up or you can release them down. So in this case, the left arm would come to the right knee. And then the right arm might come behind you to your chair or the floor. The closer your arm is to your low back and your butt behind you, the taller you might be able to kind of push into the arm to make you feel. If you need more space, you need to lean back a little bit. You could always reach back further behind you. But in either case, breathe in for tallness through the top of the spine, even though you're twisting. Exhale, squeeze the organs, twist more like you're trying to wring out a washcloth and get a drip of water out. One more full round of breath on this side. It looks awesome, everybody. Good. Next time you breathe in, carefully unwind, slowly back to the center, reach out in both directions. Exhale, lower your arms, take a full breath in between in neutral. And then we'll do the other side. Inhale the arms out to the side, exhale, twist to the left. And then you can leave the arms there, or you can lower the arms down to support. Try not to use the arms to pull. We're not going for a chiropractic adjustment. We're not going for a bony twist. We're looking for an organic twist, meaning the organs. You want to squish the organs in the middle of your body. So inhale for length, tall spine, exhale, squeeze. One more breath like that. And then as you're ready to breathe in, again, come all the way back to the center. And exhale, let your hands come down. Big breath in neutral, fill yourself up from the bottom to the top and the top to the bottom. Good. Do another one like that. Let yourself come back to baseline. Good. One extra thing that we'll do before we start our sun salutations today is some low abdominal bracing, quickening and firming the lower and mid core helps with low back and side body pain. So this is a quick thing you can do anytime if you're bored and you want to do yoga. You can do this on the floor really quick. So if you're in your chair, stay where you are. If you're on the floor, lay down on your back and bend your knees and lift your shins. So you're in that chair position, but laying down. Yeah, so on the floor, it would look like this. So it's kind of like a chair. Okay? And then put your heels of your palms on the lower thighs above the knees. Lengthen through the arms. Pull in and back on the low back. Pull in really hard on your belly, like you want to touch your belly button to the front of your spine, and hold that tension. Relax your face and your jaw. You want to keep breathing, even though this is building tension and heat. And 5 pounds of pressure. Push into your legs and pull your legs back against your hands. It's an isometric movement. You're not moving, but you're acting as if you are going to move. You're acting as if you're pushing your legs away. You're acting as if you're pulling your legs against the hands to move them back. Good. Belly in, relax your face, relax your neck. Keep breathing in and out, 2 more rounds. Shaking and heat is normal, and you can take a break at any time. Last round here. Good. And then soften everything. If you're on the ground, put your feet back on the floor. Maybe you hold your belly, or if you want, you can round over your legs and give your knees a hug. And let the head get heavy. Good. Yeah, if you're on the floor, that would be bringing the knees back towards the chest. Good. One more round of breath wherever you are. And then sun salutations. So if you're going to stand today, please stand at the top of your mat. If you're going to stay in your chair, that's great. Make sure you have enough meat on your seat, so if you fold forward, you don't feel like tipping forward. Make sense? Okay, so march your feet a little bit, get them underneath you, kind of without thinking about it. And then suddenly stop moving and just look down at your feet. See if you notice that they're in a position you didn't expect. That's okay. If you feel wobbly, just standing tall and looking forward, then I might recommend taking a slightly wider stance than you were before. Remember, giving yourself a bigger base, like a pyramid, makes you sturdier at the top, at the pointy top. Good. Roll your shoulders down and away again. Rock your weight forward into your toes and then back into your heels. Do that a couple times, enough to actually lift the heels off the ground a little bit. And remember, it'll help you not fall if you keep your gaze forward instead of down at the floor. Soft face, breathing in and out, come to stillness. Place all the toes on the ground and see if you can activate the arches by pushing into the big toes, pushing into the little toes, and pushing into the heels. Act like your foot is a suction cup and you're like suctioning down onto the ground. Grab the floor like they're hands, not feet. And then strengthen all the muscles going up your legs. Strengthen your buttocks. Belly in and up for support. Squeeze your shoulders behind you again. Hands are dangling out of your arms and then reaching actively. Good. Barbie hands, squeeze all your fingers together and reach past your fingertips towards the floor as you look ahead with a soft face, as if you're not working hard. Look like you don't care. Good. That is your mountain pose. Notice even as you stay here that just breathing will make you wobble front and back, side to side. That's normal. You want to keep coming back to equilibrium, to that perfect spot where the weight is even between the toes and the heels and the right and the left side, and you feel like your bones are just holding you together here. Push into the ground. Next time you breathe in, reach your arms around and up again. And if you want, your gaze can follow them up towards the sky. Stay here and imagine that your belly button is the center of you. And from the belly down, you're pushing down. From the belly up, you're light as a feather, reaching up, up, up. Good. Lift your eyebrows, lift your eyeballs, everything reaching up towards the sky for one more inhale. Exhale, bend your knees a lot and fold forward. So your belly and your chest rest on your thighs. Your arms can dangle, head gets heavy. Or if you get migraines, you might put your elbows on your knees and cradle your head with your hands so your head doesn't go below your heart. Stay here. First big forward fold of the day. So shake your head yes a little bit. Shake your head no a little bit. Really heavy, like a bowling ball on a string. It's just dangling there. Good. Next time you breathe in, come halfway up. So let your hands slide up your legs, reach through the crown of your head, squeeze your shoulders onto your spine, belly in and up. Long, straight spine pointing straight forward, and stay for a round of breath. As you inhale, get even longer. As you exhale, fold forward again. Bend the knees, head is heavy, or you're cradling your head. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Weight in your heels. On your inhale, come all the way back up to a tall spine and reach your arms around and up one more time. Let your hands touch at the top. And exhale, carefully bring the hands down towards the middle of your chest as you look forward. So that's one sun salutation. We're going to do a couple more rounds now a little more quickly. But remember to follow your own breath. Go at your own pace. Take a break when you need to. Okay. Inhale, reach around and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, long and strong. Exhale to fold. Push into your feet. Inhale, come up all the way. Hands touch at the top. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Good. Keep going if you wish. Inhale, reach around and up. Maybe a back bend. Hips forward, elbows back. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Imagine length in the spine every moment. Inhale, reach around and up towards the top again. Exhale, hands down to your heart. 2 more rounds if you wish, in silence. Follow your own breath to cue yourself. Match up your movement with your breathing, just like we did with cat and cow. Don't worry if it doesn't look perfect or feel perfect. Just move and breathe at the same time. When you get back to your mountain pose, that's where you're gonna stay. We'll all meet in mountain pose. Reaching down through the fingertips and then past the fingertips, make your foundation really big. Rock your weight back into your heels again so the toes are just there for balance and decoration. Belly in and up, shoulders down and back, softer face, especially in the jaw and the eyebrows. Swallow again if you need to. And notice what is left over so far from your practice. Notice your shesha. Maybe it's in the way your body feels or the way your breath has changed or the way you're thinking. Maybe nothing is different. That's okay too. Just be aware. Good. Come back to the front of your mat if you haven't already. And we're gonna do a standing figure four or seated figure four stretch. This is for the low back and the outer hips, and it helps with the inner thighs. It kind of is a catch-all for the low body. We've done it before, standing and seated. I'm gonna show you both versions. You can try both. We'll do 2 rounds on each side, okay? But of course, if you don't wanna do it, don't do it. Do something else. You won't bother me. So from seated or standing, you're first gonna identify the right leg. Okay, and then you're gonna practice taking all of your weight out of your right leg and just standing firm on the left leg. So really suction cup your foot down on the ground, squeeze the floor with your toes, and make sure the weight is in the heel as well. Strengthen all the muscles in that leg. Strengthen the glute in your standing leg. Belly in and up. Shoulders are down and back, and your gaze is forward, not down at the floor. Now, some people like to hang on to a chair. That's good. Some people like hands on their hips or hands at the center of the chest. Inhale, lift your right foot off the ground completely and hold it there. You might roll your ankle once or twice and then go the other direction. This could look like more bouncing if you're building strength, but as much as you can, hover it above the ground. Inhale again here, and exhale, lower the foot back down. Good. This time, inhale, the right foot lifts up. Start to bend more into your standing knee. And with or without the help of your hands, bring your ankle to the top of your standing thigh. Yeah. Gaze is forward to help you stay upright. Belly in and up. Squeeze your shoulders behind you. Imagine length in the spine the whole time. That'll help you stay lifted. Now, to any degree, you can start to sit back more and or you can start to lean forward more towards your knee. Keep your gaze moving forward, even if your torso is going down. It will help you not feel like tipping over. If you have to come in and out of it a million times, good. You're working on opening the knee out towards the side more. Squeeze the glute to pull the knee more open. Yeah. Even if it means you go down less, you might feel more sensation there. Stay for another round. And then inhale yourself up and out of the pose with or without your hands. Lower your foot back down to the ground. Take a breath in neutral. Notice the 2 sides. Notice if anything's left over in a particular spot. It might change or move as you stay. And now the other side. So now the right leg is the standing leg. Inhale, the left foot lifts up. Maybe you set it right back down, or maybe you can hover it already, rocking your ankle in one direction and then the other a little bit. Kind of know where we're going this time. Try to let go of expectations of what you think this one is going to look or feel like. Just try it and see what happens. Good. Breath moving in and out, even though you're building heat and strength in the body. Next time you exhale, carefully lower the leg down. And now we're going to go for it. Inhale, the left foot lifts, flex through the ankle to help you, push through the heel, pull your toes back towards your body. Exhale, slowly start to bend into your standing knee more, and with or without your hands, place your ankle on the top of your thigh. You can stay here. Long through the spine, reach through the crown of your head, still gazing forward, hands wherever it helps you stay the most sturdy. Start to squeeze the outer hip and buttock on that leg to open the knee more out to the side. That might be all you do here as you work on stability. Remember, you're pushing into all three corners of your standing foot. You might start bending into the knee more, sitting your butt back as the torso stays lifted and long ahead of you. And you could even start leaning forward. Some people start to lean forward so much that they could hook the toes on the outside of the elbow and then start to reach for the ground. So there's a lot of ways to play in this. It doesn't have to look a certain way. But keep imagining length. Keep breathing as deeply as you can and notice where you feel it the most on this side. It might be really different than the other side. Last round of breath here. And then inhale yourself all the way up to a tall spine again. Exhale with or without your hands, put your foot back down. Take a round of breath. Notice the difference. What's left over? Good. Let's do one more round on each side, okay? If you did it standing, try it seated. If you did it seated, maybe you try it standing this time. Or you might at least act like you're going to lift up out of your seat, even if you don't actually stand up. Just engage everything as if you're going to, and it will build strength the same way as if you are standing. Make sense? Okay, I'm going to stand so the standers can watch this time. Okay, so right leg is your standing leg this time. Push into the big toe, little toe, heel. Okay, activate all the muscles in the leg. Lift the kneecap, squeeze your buttock, belly in and up, shoulders pinched behind you, gazes forward, not down on the ground, and you're holding onto your chair or your hips or hands or maybe at your chest. Inhale, start to release weight from your left foot. Notice the weebling and wobbling. That has to happen. It doesn't mean you're weak. It actually means your body's adapting and holding you firm. It means you're strong and adaptable. It's good. Good. Keep yourself gazing forward, chest lifted, spine long, and start to bend into the standing knee a little bit. So you can, with or without your hands, take your left ankle to the top of your right thigh. Now maybe you stay here. You could straighten your leg again all the way and keep imagining opening the knee out to the side more. If you want, you could start to bend more into the standing leg, shoot the hips back behind you more, even though you're gazing forward. So imagine getting pulled in both directions. And then to any degree, you can lean forward as well and bring the torso and the leg closer together. Breathe no matter where you landed. Neck is long, shoulders are back behind you, belly's in and up, even though you're breathing deep and slow. If you fall out, great. Come right back into it. One more round of breath on this side. Inhale yourself back to a tall spine and exhale, carefully lower back down. Take a breath in between, fill yourself up, bottom to top to bottom as you exhale, and then we'll do the other side. So this time, which one was the standing leg?
Now it's left.
Now your left leg is your standing leg, thank you.
Okay.
Right foot is going to canter, so start to take the weight out of your right foot. Left foot, you're pushing down, big toe, little toe, and the heel. Suction cup your foot to the ground. Strengthen all the muscles in your leg, even the glute. Belly in and up, squeeze your shoulders behind you. Jaw's not clenched, eyebrows are loose, but you're gazing forward intently. Hands wherever you need them. Start to lift the weight out of your right foot. If you want to challenge yourself, you can roll your ankle again. Any kind of movement when you're trying to be still challenges all the muscles that keep you sturdy. Good. And then start coming into your version of this pose on this side. Maybe your leg stays long, the knee comes really far out to the side, and you stay sturdy, sturdy, sturdy. Maybe you start to bend the knee more, pull the knee more out, as the torso and the leg come closer together. But remember, you want to keep gazing more forward instead of down. If you're looking down, you're going to round your spine and you're going to feel like tipping over. If it feels too easy, close your eyes. You never know, you might want to try it. Bigger, deeper breaths, maybe even in and out of the nose if you can muster that. Softer face, less judgment. Keep just noticing what you feel and where you feel it. Good. Next time you inhale, make yourself tall again. And exhale, with or without your hands, let your foot come down. And notice what's left over. Good. Let's start the cool down. So if you're going to come to your mat, now's the time. We're not going to get back up. But everyone make sure you have your strap handy, whether you're on the ground or not. If you're on the floor, scoot all the way back in your chair. And for those in the chairs, you might put blocks out ahead of you because we're going to do our hamstring stretch with the strap. And for some people, it's better to have it lifted a little. Up to you. If you're on the ground, lay all the way down on your back with your legs bent or long out ahead of you. Make sure your chairs aren't in your way. Take your time coming down, and you want to find neutral. So I would even say for a minute, stop doing yoga, stop trying, stop breathing any certain way. Open your eyes all the way if you haven't so far. Look around the room again. Use that typical awake awareness. Maybe even focus on a spot ahead of you. Get a sense of what it feels like to not try, to not do anything. And remind yourself that everything has been optional so far, and it still is. So if you want just an extra long rest today, you could just stay where you are. It would be a good choice if it feels right. I won't know the difference. But if you want to keep going, we'll do just a few more things before we have meditation and class is over. So if you're going to keep following along with me, come back into your yoga mind, soften your gaze, soften the way you're thinking, focus on your breath again, coming in and out of your nose as often and as smooth as you can. And if you haven't already, bend both of your knees with your feet flat on the floor. And identify only the right leg. You can give it a wiggle if you need to. And bring the right knee back towards your chest for a hug. Now you can hold onto your pants. You can use your strap around the front of the knee, maybe. That's what I like, so my shoulders can stay back. Or some bodies wrap their hands around the front of the knee or behind the thigh without the strap. Choose what's most comfortable. But you want your head and shoulders and hips to all be in line with each other. And you really want to squeeze. The knee can come straight back towards the belly, or you can pull the knee out at an angle towards your armpit more. Yeah, see which one is more comfortable. Stay and breathe big as if you are trying to push your breathing belly into that leg. One more big inhale here. And exhale, put the foot back down. Grab your strap. Find the middle-ish, doesn't have to be perfect. And place the strap under the ball of the right foot. Make sure it's not pulling the toes back directly. It's under the knuckles, under the toes. Good. Get a really good grip. I like to wrap it around my hands once or even twice. And then to any extent, start to reach through the foot to make the leg longer. This is where, if you're in a chair, you could place it down on a block, or you could lift the leg to any degree out ahead of you. Remember, the point is not to get a perfectly straight leg here. The knee could be super duper duper bent, and you could get a lot out of this, especially if you're having low back problems. So worry less about a long leg, Focus more on engaging through the ankle. So push through the heel, pull your toes back towards your shin, and try to maintain that, even if your leg gets further away or more bent. Good. Now imagine pushing more through the big toe mound, and then imagine the pinky toe mound. Go back and forth a few times. If you want more sensation or it feels safe to keep moving, you could straighten the leg a lot, or you could bring the leg closer to your torso. Let your hands do most of the work. Still relax the shoulders and relax your neck as much as you can. Soft eyebrows, soft eyelids, soft jaw. Breathing big into wherever you are feeling it. Act as if your lungs are growing into that part of your body. And maybe it's kind of moving and changing as you stay. That's normal. Try to describe to yourself exactly what it is you're feeling. Not good or bad. Is it cold or hot? Is it zippy? Is it stinging? Is it pulsing? What is it exactly? Good. Now grab both sides of the strap just with your right hand, so same side as the leg you're on. Inhale for more length. Exhale to any degree, open your leg out towards the side. You want to kind of keep both hips down where they are, so don't let the hip lift up off of your chair or the floor. You can even put a hand on that hip to help encourage it to stay down. Knee can be as bent as you wish. Soft face, heavy head, shoulders away from the ears, unclench your jaw. Keep breathing. One more big round here. Good. Brace through your core to help you. Inhale, lift your leg all the way back out ahead of you. Release the strap. Exhale, carefully put your foot back down. So the two legs look the same, so either both bent or both long. That's up to you. Notice the difference between the two sides for a moment. It's okay if you have some temperature fluctuations or some leftover feelings. See if those are moving or changing as you stay. Just breathe. Good. Other side. Identify your left leg. And at first, we're bringing that knee back for a hug. So you can use your strap or just your hands on your pants or around your leg. Shoulders in line with your hips. Head is heavy and in line. Face is soft. Just focusing on squeezing that knee back towards the belly or the armpit. Breathe big into that part of your belly, like you want your belly to get so full it pushes your leg away, but don't let it fall away. Notice how that makes it feel to try to breathe deeply. It's not good or bad, it's just a sensation. Let your hands do most of the work. Maybe you roll your ankle on this side, or maybe you're more still. It's up to you. If you roll your ankle, go both ways too. One more big inhale here, squeeze, and then exhale, put the foot back down. Good. Get the middle-ish of your strap. You know where we're going now, underneath the ball of your left foot. Give yourself enough slack so your arms can just hang out of your shoulder sockets. You don't want it to be pulling you forward so you're round, or so it's a big struggle to hang on. And then to any degree, start to lengthen through the leg. Remember, you're focusing more on pushing through the ankle and drawing the toes back towards your shin than you are on getting a perfectly straight leg. Perfectly straight leg doesn't mean you're doing the pose well or correctly. So maintain flexion in the ankle. Pull your toenails back towards your face. Yep. Notice how that changes things. If it gets too intense, you just bend your knee less or let the foot come further away from your face. If you want more sensation, you can lengthen the leg more and or bring the leg closer to your torso. Find something where you can stay, where it's not too much and it's not too little. It's not nothing and it's not torture. It's a gray area in between. A good cue, if you're in the right spot, is you can still soften your face. You can still breathe deeply. You're not feeling overwhelming waves of anxiety about injuring yourself, but you're still maybe noticing intense sensations at moments or the whole time. As you continue to soften the face and breathe deeply, again, you're cueing your body that even though I'm feeling this strong sensation in my body, my mind could approach a more meditative state. I can stay calm. That's why we're doing all of these postures and all of this breath work. Can you stay calm when your body is working hard or experiencing something intense? It will translate outside of the room more and more often. Shaking in heat is normal as long as it's not hurt or too sharp. You can stay. Maybe one more big breath here. Good. And then grab both sides of the strap just with the left hand, same side as your leg. Inhale for length as much as you like. Exhale, open the leg out to the side. Let your hand do most of the work, shoulders down away from your ears, soft face, unclench your jaw. Maybe put a hand on your hip to encourage them to stay down instead of rolling over. It's up to you what you do with your other knee. You could keep it bent with your foot on the floor, or you could elongate the leg out ahead of you, whatever feels more comfortable. But again, breathe deeply as if the lungs grow into the part of your body where you feel the most sensation right now. Maybe notice the difference in the sensation between when your eyes are open and your eyes are shut, or sort of shut. Keep pushing through the heel, keep dragging your toes back towards your face. One more big round here. Good. Brace through your core to help you. Inhale, come all the way back to the center. Exhale, place your foot back down on the ground. And then up to you. Both knees bent or both knees long, but mirror your legs and notice what is left over. Compare the two sides. Not good or bad. Just noticing sensation, temperatures. Let distractions like sounds or thoughts or judgments come into the space and then float away just as easily. Keep coming back to just describing sensation over and over. Good. And now both knees back at the same time. So if you're on the ground with your hands or your strap, bring both knees back and give them a tight squeeze. If you're in your chair, fold over your knees and you might wrap your arms around to grab your pants. You might interlace your fingers in front of your legs. Some people grab opposite wrists. Some people grab opposite elbows. It just depends on how tight you like your squeeze to be. When you squish the front of your body this way, it might force you to breathe bigger into the back of your body. Remember, your lungs are bigger anatomically in the back half of you. So breathe really big, even though you're smushed in the front. See if you can force your back to expand and get even bigger as you breathe. You might even tuck your chin and reach your face up towards your knees. 2 more big rounds of breath, as big as you can manage. Good. Slowly start to unwind and bring yourself into your final resting pose. Whatever you want that to look like today is fine. You could have both knees bent, feet on the floor. You could elongate both legs. You could lay on your side. You could lay on your front. You could put legs up a wall or up a chair. But find a long spine, just like we did at the beginning of class, all the way from the tip of your tail through the crown of your head, as much length as you can find. Shoulders roll down away from your ears one more time. Soften your eyebrows and your eyelids again. Soften your jaw again. Release any sort of breath technique. Breathe naturally and passively in and out of your body. Adjust anything else you need to 1% more to work just a little less to be here. Distractions will come and go, noises and thoughts and judgments, that's normal. Notice them and notice them leaving. There's nothing for you to do. There's no goal. Just be here. And if you choose to follow along with me, I'll offer a short guided body scan meditation. But just like everything else, this is optional. If you'd rather focus on a prayer or an affirmation, this is a really good time to weave that into your practice. If you're following along with me, pretend your attention is like a flashlight. You can point it at what you want to pay attention to. And point your attention just at the tips of your toes. Notice what's there or not there. And then slowly move your attention as quickly or slowly as you wish through your feet, lower legs, knees, and upper legs, all the way up, noticing sensation without labeling anything as good or bad. Point your attention at your buttocks and your pelvis and your low belly. Notice your low back. Notice your upper back and your chest, the sides of your rib cage. Notice your shoulders. Let your awareness wash all the way down towards your fingertips through both arms. Even notice all of your fingertips. Notice the back of your head. Bring awareness over the top of your head and the front of your face, starting at your forehead, washing all the way down towards your chin and your mouth. And then take a step back in your mind and notice the sensation of your whole body together as one big piece. Good. Notice the parts of your body on the floor or your chair. Notice your breath again without changing it. Carefully invite movement into your fingers and toes. Something small at first, and then maybe you roll your ankles and your wrists, or you stretch your legs long or bend your knees, reach your arms out. Anything that feels natural or necessary right now is a good instinct to follow, even if it's something I never mentioned. And if you're not already up in a tall seat, slowly, carefully make your way to a seat. Maybe roll over onto one side, push up using your arms, use as little effort as possible so you can get to some sort of tall position. Legs long or crossed or sitting in a chair or on the floor, it doesn't matter. And maybe when you get to the top, you roll your shoulders down and away again from your ears if they crept up. Smooth out your forehead again, unclench your jaw again. You might swallow again. Look straight ahead and slightly down. Tuck your chin down and in. Pinch your shoulders a little, belly in and up a little to support you. And this time I'll invite you to bring your hands together either in a prayer position with your thumbs touching the center of your chest, or you could stack your hands. And look down or bow down towards your heart and your hands. And this motion is in gratitude of yourself. So as best you can, give yourself a sincere thank you just for showing up. Everything else was just practice. And remember, you have a body, but you're not just your body. You have a mind, but you're not just your thoughts. And you have emotions, but you're not just your feelings. When you're ready, you can let your hands come down. Eyes can flutter open and up. Class is over.
Excellent.
Thanks everyone for coming. Of course, it's my pleasure. I'm just going to press stop on the recording here.